The house felt too quiet, too heavy, too full of things unsaid. Amara sat at the dining table, her fingers lightly tracing the cracked seal on her mother's old envelope. Ethan stood by the window, staring out at the garden where his father had been taken only hours before. The roses looked calm now, as if the storm had stolen their anger and left silence in its place. Amara finally whispered, Ethan, what if we're already too late? Ethan turned to her, eyes dark with grief and fire. We won't be, because I refuse to let them win. He sat beside her, gently taking her hand. Open the envelope. Whatever your mother hid, it's time we face it. Amara inhaled shakily. Then she slipped her finger beneath the brittle paper and unfolded what lay inside. A map, a location, a name. She felt her heart hammer. It's a place, she whispered. The old Lawson Botanical Estate. Ethan's breast caught. That land was sealed off years ago. No one is allowed in. Amara looked up at him. Maybe that's because the truth is still buried there. By late afternoon, they were driving toward the abandoned estate, a long stretch of land forgotten by time, its gates tangled with vines and rust. The air felt wrong, still, too still. Amara shivered. My mother used to walk here. She said the roses grew differently in this soil. Ethan nodded slowly. My mother loved this place too. She came here every evening before she died. Their mothers connected again, bound by something the board had spent years hiding. Ethan pushed open the gate. It groaned like it hadn't been touched in decades. Inside, the estate looked like a dream buried under dust. Broken fountains, collapsed walkways, and rose bushes that somehow bloomed wildly despite years of abandonment. Amara stopped suddenly. Ethan! Look. Half hidden beneath a fallen pergola, a small greenhouse stood intact, its glass dirty but unbroken. Something or someone had preserved it. Inside, the air was warm, soft, carrying the faint scent of roses. Family portraits lay scattered on a table, documents yellowed by time, items that shouldn't exist here, yet did. Amara lifted a small music box covered in dust. My mother had one just like this, she whispered. Ethan stared at an old framed photo of two young women standing side by side, his mother and Amara's, arms around each other, smiling, like sisters. Amara's voice broke. I never knew they were this close. Ethan ran a thumb over the frame. They protected each other, and they protected something bigger than both of them. He opened a cracked wooden drawer. Inside was a stack of letters tied with faded ribbon. A familiar signature caught his eye, his mother's handwriting. He read aloud, voice low. If the truth ever threatens Amara, protect her. She carries the last piece. He looked up slowly. Amara, what piece? Before she could answer, the greenhouse door slammed shut behind them. Both jumped. A cold voice echoed through the glass. You weren't supposed to find this place. 3 board members stood outside, rain beginning to fall around them. The same men who had taken Ethan's father. Amara whispered. They followed us. Ethan stepped forward. What have you done to my father? The lead board member smiled coldly. Your father is alive, for now. His fate depends on your next decisions. Another added, we told you both to stop digging, but you found the greenhouse. You found the letters. Now we cannot let you leave. Ethan clenched his jaw. You don't own the truth. The leader responded calmly, but we own what happens to it. He snapped his fingers. Behind him, 2 guards dragged someone forward. Ethan's stomach dropped. His father, bruised, weak, but conscious. Dad, the board member raised a hand. One wrong move, Ethan, and he won't leave this estate alive. Amara stepped in front of Ethan, voice trembling but firm. Why did you poison my mother? What was she protecting? The man smirked. The real heir? The one the Lawson legacy was meant for. Amara froze. Me? No, he whispered. Your mother. Ethan felt the world tilt. You mean? Yes, the man said softly. The Lawson bloodline belonged to her. Not to us. Not to you. The truth hit Amara like a blade. So you destroyed her to steal her birthright. And we will do the same to anyone who tries to restore it. Lightning flashed. Thunder cracked. The greenhouse shook. And Ethan finally snapped. You're not touching her. He grabbed Amara's hand and rushed toward the back exit of the greenhouse. The guards moved, but Ethan kicked the door open, glass shattering, rain pouring in. Run! He shouted. They sprinted into the stormy garden, dodging overgrown vines and collapsing archways. The board members followed, shouting orders through the rain. Amara gasped. They're right behind us. Ethan pulled her close behind the stone pillar. We're getting out, he whispered. I swear on my life. They continued through the estate, breath shaky, hearts pounding, until they reached the far end, where a half-buried stone plaque lay cracked in the ground. Amara brushed mud aside. Her breath caught. It was a grave, her mother's name carved into the stone. But beneath it, another inscription, a message, her mother's final message. It says, look beneath the roses. Before she could process the words, footsteps thundered behind them. The board had caught up. The leader aimed a gun. Step away, both of you. Ethan moved in front of Amara, shielding her. Over my dead body. The man smiled. That can be arranged. The gun cocked, and then a sharp voice cut through the storm. Put it down. Everyone turned. Ethan's father stood, weak, trembling, but holding a shovel like a weapon. You touch them, he warned, and I'll expose every crime you ever tried to bury. Tension crackled thicker than the storm. The board member hesitated, just enough for Ethan to act. He kicked a nearby stone, sending mud into the man's eyes. The gun fired blindly. Chaos erupted. Ethan grabbed Amara. Run now! They disappeared into the dark maze of roses, leaving the board struggling behind them. They didn't stop running until they reached the old stone wall at the back of the estate. Amara collapsed to her knees, breath shaking. Ethan knelt in front of her, cupping her face. I won't let them hurt you or your mother's legacy. We finished this together. Tears mixed with raindrops as she whispered, I'm scared, Ethan. I am too, he said softly, but I'm more afraid of losing you. She touched the envelope in her hand. My mother died for the truth. I won't run from it. Ethan pulled her into his arms. Then we'll uncover it. Every piece. Behind them the storm raged. The board surged. The danger rose. But for the first time, Amara felt her mother's strength in her chest, and Ethan felt his father's courage in his bones. Together they were ready, because the final secret still lay hidden beneath the roses. And now, the storm has only begun to clear. The truth is rising from the soil. The board is closing in, and the secret hidden beneath the roses is almost ready to be uncovered. But the final reveal, the one that will change Ethan and Amara's lives forever, waits in the last chapter. Join me for the grand finale, the truth, the betrayal, the destiny her mother died to protect. Get ready. The final part is coming.